Hey guys, Django Fett here, hunting down games, comics, TV shows, movies, and more. And it's finally here, guys. The most anticipated review you guys have been waiting for is here. Star Wars EA Battlefront 2.
You're late.
Traffic.
This is the second attempt by EA and DICE to actually make a good Star Wars Battlefront game. This time. So if you guys have seen my review and rants about the first Battlefront 2015 game, you know how I feel about that game. Please check out those videos if you haven't already. I thought it was a huge disappointment and one of the worst, if not the worst, Star Wars game of all time, and I've played a lot of shitty Star Wars games. You can't forget shit like this, but apparently everyone has because it's the next Star Wars game. So when I heard the second game was announced literally a couple months after the release, I was left skeptical and didn't really care. So building up the release of the second game, EA announced the free content and no season pass and showed off some epic trailers. People went apeshit and ate it up, except me, motherfucker. The marketing was great and they released all of this footage and I didn't really follow it, anything with Battlefront, because I just didn't care. Up until the beta came out, I didn't waste my time playing the beta. I waited for the full game to come out and then played it. And it revealed that EA snuck in microtransactions. And not just any microtransactions like cosmetic. This is progression based and pay to win and just building up after the release date. And EA was just left in a PR nightmare that never fucking ended. And it's still going on beyond when this video uploads. And I fucking loved it. Seeing EA in disarray and seeing their stocks just drop, even though it's a little bit compared to the whole company itself, I cummed so much, guys. Not really, not in that sense. But I just loved it because I had a stance against EA after the 2015 Battlefront game, which everyone just like glossed over. I thought it was a horrendous game in itself. And after building up for 20-something years or however long it took. But don't worry, you know, the yearly releases will make it all the more better. Or 2-year releases, I don't give a shit. And this is fucking EA we're talking about. EA loves to screw the consumers, but everyone keeps forgetting. You know, 2008 with Mass Effect 3 and so forth. They just forget that. Gamers are just have forgettable memories. And this shit got worse every day for EA after microtransactions were put in. And this was just by far the most egregious example of microtransactions in a AAA game. You already paid $60, now you're expected to pay to get better and progress in the game. In a randomized casino loot box. Fucking loot boxes. I hope these guys get voted for worst company of 2016 because they fucking deserve it. Something is wrong if they're not voted. They were voted after that, you know, Mass Effect 3 debacle. And this shit should continue again. So now they're taken out because Disney came in after the PR nightmare, and good for them for taking that shit out. But it's gonna come back eventually. It's temporarily, right now. That shit's gonna come back. Okay, enough about that shit. Let's talk about this trash a little bit more. Just earlier, I did some live streams and impressions video, which was a huge rant on the game itself. Please check that out. And played it some more, and I found the game still bad. It's definitely an improvement over the first game, which really isn't saying much. But I'm not going to break down the modes, I already did a video on that. Let's just talk about the single player and multiplayer first. So I finished the campaign and glad they added it this time, but it's still bad and left open-ended for more DLC or the next game in the future. It takes 4 to 5 hours to beat and really pathetic. It just focuses on Iden Versio, a Imperial commando thingy, who then turns rebel the next fucking minute. And I never saw that coming. Pretty piss poor writing of the campaign because I didn't give two fucking shits about any of these motherfuckers. There are a few moments sprinkled here and there that are just competent and actually fun, but lose it the next fucking minute. Fucking Obi-Wan has a better fucking campaign than this shit. Maybe I won't go that far, but actually, you know, structurally that's a fine campaign. And don't get me started on fucking arcade mode and custom arcade, which is meant to be this replica of instant action mode, but it's not even fucking close. Because at least it doesn't have as horrendous AI like this shit. And Battlefront 2, the original, has better fucking AI than this shit. Then the multiplayer. After putting more hours into it, I found 2 out of the 5 modes actually okay. Yeah, 5 total multiplayer modes. 5. In a AAA shooter dependent on multiplayer, only having 5 modes right now is effing pathetic. The only modes I liked are Heroes vs. Villains and, believe it or not, Starfighter Assault. I think Starfighter Assault is by far the best mode. It's just fun being in these really cool dogfights. Though I will say the original Battlefront 2 game actually has better space combat controls, just in my opinion. Heroes vs. Villains is cool but unbalanced with the fucking lightsaber users and just hacking each other. But if you have a good team and it's pretty close match, it's actually pretty fun. It becomes fun. And the last mode I want to be talking about is Galactic Assault, because of how fucking messy it is. It's actually objective based, so you have to complete a set amount of objectives to win, and if you're the attacking team, you have to complete a ridiculous amount of objectives. And if you're the defending team, it's just much easier and becomes ridiculous towards the end because of all the shit ton of heroes everywhere towards the end of the fucking match. With all these heroes from all these different eras, and it just breaks the fucking immersion and frustrates me to no end. It just turns into a MASH hero mosh pit. It doesn't make the game fun and just pisses you off to no avail. Let me start off by saying I'm not a multiplayer person. I'm pretty terrible when it comes to multiplayer games. I'm not a Twitch shooter guy, but most of these people don't even use strategy. They're just run and gun, and it's just such a mess with these games. Oh my goodness. Also, the text chat is pretty god awful with no voice chat or communication. Any communication I have heard in this game. No one has voice chatted from what I've experienced whatsoever. None. And it makes it just run and gun everyone for themselves. That's standard for most shooters. How do you leave this shit out? But this game relies solely on progression with the star card bullshit, and it just pisses me off so much. Because get this, if you want to do good in this game, you're gonna have to grind and play a lot of matches to get those crates with random star cards for each class, and including vehicles, and fill them for 3 slots for, you know, each unit and stuff. If you want to be any good in this game, because having those star cards gives you that advantage in battle. You know, 8 times out of 10, if you have fully stacked star cards through level 3, level 4, all 3 slots filled up, you're gonna destroy that person that doesn't have any star cards whatsoever. 8 times out of 10, I guarantee you that. It's not dependent on fucking skill, it's dependent on star cards, and that's bullshit. It just becomes a dying simulator if you don't have any star cards. And I know you can unlock them with not just credits, and you know, just getting the credits too with every match. It's pretty fucking bad still. But you can also get like these crafting parts, which you can use for the cards too. But it's still like, who cares about that? That's just fucking still, I don't like that shit. The credit system is still unbalanced, and you'll just like, you get nothing. It'll take you 4 to 5 matches to get a decent crate. And I found hero crates are good with a lot of duplicates, but the trooper crates, which are 4,000, are the most important, but I still get tons of duplicates. It's just fucking horseshit. I mean, just to get that trooper crate, you're gonna have to do like 12 to 15 matches, maybe even like quite a lot less, depending on how you are. But it's just insane to get good stuff most of the time, which I don't, because it's all fucking random. Also, star cards on vehicles is fucking dumb as shit. But there's still more problems I have with this game I'm about to address. First off, a ton of lag issues that haven't gotten better. This has just been happening with everyone, not just me. It's been ridiculous with the amount of lag with this fucking game. It's fucking ridiculous. I haven't had this much lag even with the first game. Then we have the freezes and the fucking bugs in this game. At least with the first game, it was playable. It didn't have issues, like little to no bugs with the game. But this game is the complete fucking opposite. I mean, Jesus Christ. Look at the Naboo level, for instance. Look at this shit. So, as the Separatists were progressing and we were at the temple or whatever, the palace or whatever it is, the level became black for some reason and I couldn't see shit. And you don't have lights or anything. So you're just like, you can't see what the hell is going on. You're just shooting at everything and anything that's red. And it just, you know, that was just a game-breaking bug right there. Like, I couldn't see shit. And another, for instance, when I was in Heroes vs. Villains, I was Han Solo, there was a lightsaber user, force choked me, and then all of a sudden I fell off the fucking map. Those are just 2 instances, but I had frequent bugs in this game. It was effing ridiculous. It made me just so fucking mad. Also, no customization of characters or units. I mean, come on, we want to make those badass, unique designs, but no, EA wants to preserve canon, but have fucking units, you know, all these units from different eras, you know, the heroes and shit, in Galactic Assault and all these other shits, you know, all these fucking other modes, but we need to preserve canon. And then days later, we find customizable units in this game. Fucking liars. I mean, come on. Battlefront 1 was abysmal, but at least they had that shit. Okay, come on. Also, locking hero units with credits is bullshit. The original Battlefront 2 didn't do that, and depending on how you do for that match, if you're the best player, you get awarded the hero. And even in Heroes vs. Villains, they lock the heroes too. They lock the heroes and villains. But in Assault mode and the original Battlefront 2 as well, they don't lock it. You can play any unit you want, any hero you want. It's your choice. You have to grind your ass off to get those heroes without spending on loot boxes too. And it'll just take you forever just to unlock a single hero. And don't tell me fucking otherwise. Also, the last major complaint I want to address with multiplayer is the lack of choice. So for instance, if you pick Galactic Assault, you can't choose to pick a private server with your friends joining in, or the maps you want, or the eras you want. None of that shit. You click on the mode, it comes up random, and you have to slog through it. What if I want to play with my friends? Nope, can't do that shit. So with all the negatives I mentioned, let's actually talk about the positives. Usually it's the opposite for my reviews, but fuck EA and DICE and this game, so yeah. First, the graphics and presentation are phenomenal, and you feel like you're in a big battle. But I've been saying this for years, graphics don't make a game great, it helps make a game great. A lot of people don't listen to me when I say that. Also, I like some maps like Kashyyyk and Naboo, up until the heroes make a big fucking mosh pit and destroy the fucking immersion right there. And the guns feel great, but if you want to get that true advantage, instead of grinding, get the Elite Trooper Deluxe Edition to get that Officer, Heavy, Assault, and Specialist upgrades. I kid you not, they have those upgrades once you download or get this edition. So instead of spending $60, you would spend an extra $20 for all of that shit. $80 altogether. That's horseshit. Now the final score for this game. And I would have given it a 2 out of 5 because it's an upgrade with a few decent modes and fun experiences sprinkled here and there. But due to my stance on microtransactions and fucking bollocks by publishers, I have to lower the score by 1 number down. Star Wars Battlefront 2 EA gets a
shameful display! Shameful display! Shameful display!
You sales! It's all bullshit! All of it!
I know it seems harsh, but they're screwing you over with this game right now. And yes, they removed microtransactions now, but it's temporary, and it's likely they will bring that shit back sooner than later. So I'm putting my foot down right now. And the game still doesn't offer enough, even at $60. Not in my book. Lack of content and modes once again hurts this series. You get everything day one with the original Battlefront 2 with tons of modes to experiment with and play with. And this is without any of the mods. And of course the pay to win progression system with loot boxes to acquire these stupid fucking star cards to give other people or yourself the advantage instead of just playing through the game with skill alone. This game's not relying on skill, it's relying on fucking star cards. So I would say stay away and wait till a deep discount, then buy through G2A or CD keys or on any other console. I have my stance on EA right now, so I don't buy through EA or support EA in any instance. So I do everything in my power to avoid supporting EA at every fucking opportunity. I made my stance heard on 2015 for Battlefront, still disappointed by that shit, and I refuse to support them since that point on. But at the end of the day, be your own judge, and if you like it, good for you, man. More power to you, but don't let me be the one to ruin it for you. I personally did not like this game. It's over, guys. I am done with this shit. And who knows, I could revisit it at some point. No clue, but next I'll be reviewing The Last Jedi movie for you guys. Hopefully it's just not as shitty as this game. And if you haven't already, check out my podcast of The Force Awakens, link in the description below, breaking down the entirety of The Force Awakens movie to get ready for The Last Jedi movie. So guys, please like this video, comment down below, tell me what you think of this piece of shit game, and subscribe to my channel, Django Fett. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.